Hey y'all, what's going on? Welcome. You're probably wondering, is this found footage? And you can tell by the title it's not. This is a brand new spanking fresh video that I'm making for you now. I just got done with my backlog of videos that I hadn't edited. So here we are. We are in 2022. We are May 19th right now. And tomorrow this video goes up. I kind of just I want this to be I'm catching you up kind of video. You know what I mean? So I had a few things that I wanted to talk about. I also wanted to include like me swatching lipsticks because sometimes, and I don't know if anyone else does it, and if you do, leave it in the comments, but this is the noise that you're hearing. If you do this, leave it in the comments. What I'm about to do is swatch lipsticks on my face. Not like all on my face. I just mean like on my lips. So I figured I'd do that with a few of the lipsticks that I have just for funsies. It's not even for the purpose of a declutter. It's just because I feel like doing it while I catch you guys up. So just a few things. I recently have started reading the ingredients on makeup. Sorry, I don't know why my voice did that. One of the things, so I know I'm getting in my head about it. The reason why I started doing that is because I've been really thinking, why do I put so much effort into my skin and none of it's changing, right? So I would very much like to reduce the appearance of the texture on my face. I think I've mentioned that I am very self-conscious about this part of my face because of the texture here. And I also am starting to get the sun damage that comes from heavily sun tanning without sunscreen. I come from the generation that didn't really pay too much heed to sunscreen. Well, I guess you could just, if you can, you probably can, and if you can't, that's okay. It's probably for the best. So I'm gonna grab a few lipsticks before I get into it. One sec. Right, so I grabbed a few lipsticks. We're going to be starting out with an Hourglass lipstick called I Cherish. It's from the Ghost Edit collection from years and years ago. I used to watch this YouTube channel called Beauty News, and there was the blonde girl always like ghost like ghosts. She always liked Hourglass things. She would rant and rave about Hourglass and how like cool the packaging is and like how nice lipsticks are, and they are very nice, and that's what got me to buy it. And as you probably know, if you are a beauty enthusiast, you know how expensive Hourglass things in general can be. And I was appalled at just how expensive these were. I only have about this much left for this guy, which is pretty dang good. It just makes me feel like I'm getting my money's worth. The problem with this component is that this top is clear, and because it's clear, you can see every time my lipstick, like the actual lipstick, has rubbed up against the sides of it. And it's probably because when I apply, it smears on the edges right here, and when I close it, guess what? It's smearing on the edge. Therefore, when you look at the lipstick itself, it looks filthy. So huge drawback. And from the looks of it, yeah, I still enjoy that lipstick, so I'm gonna keep it. I know I said I wasn't gonna declutter, but I was in the mind of decluttering. I did declutter a bunch of Huda lipstick after I'd ranted and raved about how great the formula is, but lately my tastes have changed. But you know, going back to the whole skincare situation, I have started reading the ingredients in foundation and concealer because the idea of reversing the efforts and the commitments that I've made when it comes to my skincare just gets me really annoyed. So then I started looking to see what products are harmful to the skin, what dries out your skin, what's like bad for wrinkles and stuff like that online. And I started cross-referencing those with the YSL All Hours foundation and the YSL Touche Éclat concealer. And surprise, surprise, both of them are chock full of those ingredients. So I will no longer be using them. And it's only now occurring to me to look at my skincare and see if my skincare has any of those harmful ingredients. I'm so backwards. And the reason why this all kicked off was not just because of a random thought, but because I started talking skincare with my sister, and she's not a skincare enthusiast, she's not a makeup enthusiast or any of the sort. But what I did see is a change in her skin because she started using a line of skincare made by an esthetician in Austin that she just met by coincidence. So she got a hold of her products, and she didn't tell me about this chance meeting. Like, I just seen her a few weeks ago and told me she had been using these products. She asked me but she told me this after she asked how did her skin look. And to be honest, I thought she was wearing makeup, but she wasn't. Like, her skin is already great. Like, she doesn't have blemishes, scarring, or anything like that on her skin. It's just her thing is she's oily. It's the oil. You oily girls, blessed. That's her only thing, is that she gets a little oily, and sometimes that bothers her. You know, we all have our insecurities, you know, and that's why I thought she was wearing makeup, because she does wear powder foundation because of how oily she gets. I like this. Ooh, yes, I like this. Whoa, okay. That's the first time I've used that. It's drugstore. It's the L'Oreal Paris. This is in the shade Rose Harmony. Like, the product looks like this. So I got another L'Oreal product right here. And the reason why I picked these up is because I remember L'Oreal bought out YSL, and I wanted to know if their lip products were similar to the vinyl lip cream lip stain that I like from YSL. That's like $39. And I'd say they're like very similar, and this, I think it's almost spot on, or if not better than those vinyl lip creams that I like so much, which makes me happy because the lip creams, first of all, I think they're getting discontinued because, like, there's a lot of shades that are no longer in stock, and I don't see them restocking. And I mean, I just told you they're $39 hairs, so that means I can just get stick with these. Hopefully they don't get discontinued, because these are actually pretty nice. This is supposed to be a lip stain. In retrospect, I probably should have put it on at the very last, because now my lips are gonna get stained. Ooh, that's pretty. So, I thought she was powdered. Sorry. I thought she had powder on her face because she looked very, like, satin finish. And she told me she wasn't wearing a lick of makeup. A lick of makeup. And so that kind of, like, took me aback. I was like, hey, maybe I should start looking into her products. And then, like, I hadn't pulled the plug yet. I was still kind of sitting on the pot about it until I saw my niece. My niece is 14, and her skin is wreaking havoc because of the hormones, which happens when you're early teenagers. To some of us. Some of us it comes later. Ooh. And I'm not even wearing a lip liner. I dig that. That was, okay, no one ever hypes up this line. It's called the Love Me line from MAC, and I like that line. They're really nice. This is Coffee and Cigs, and I have one other lipstick called Bated Breath. Both of them are so nice, and they leave your lips like really soft after. They like wear nicely, those particular shades, because I know when you go a little darker, they don't wear as gracefully as like nude colors do, but those in particular they do for me, and they leave my lips feeling really, really nice. And that's supposed to be like the whole purpose of the line, is that they make your lips feel better than they did before you put the lipstick on. And I think it works. So I saw my cousin, right? My niece, who's 14 years old. Again, like, hormone wreaking havoc on her skin. She has bumps all over her nose. And when I saw her, I did notice a difference in her skin, but I didn't connect the dots. And my sister was saying that she was using the same things on her as well. And then I really started paying attention, and I saw that her, like, you know how like when pimples dry out, they kind of look like scabby. Those were gone, and like she had a bunch of like little pimples, like tiny little pimples, like on her nose, and they were all gone. And it's the day after is when I pulled the trigger and I bought those skincare items. And I still have a bunch of skincare in, I guess you can call my backlog, because I bought them during the skincare event at Ulta. And now I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, you know what? I should really look into the skincare, because what if this skincare is actually wreaking havoc on me as well? And I'm over here like, you know, being all up in arms about the ingredients that's in my makeup without really looking at the skincare, which goes directly on my skin. You know, that is the first line of defense under the makeup. Again, backwards. So I'm going to start, after I'm done with this video, I'll look into what I'm currently using and edit this video so they can come out tomorrow. This is one of the 2 lipsticks that I have left from Melt. I decluttered practically all of them. Not because I didn't like them, but because I wasn't using them. And so I have a little shop. I have a page on Mercari. That's where I sell my eyeshadow palettes. And some people, they don't mind used lipsticks. So I just throw them in there as freebies, and people enjoy them. If you want to see what I have listed, look me up on Mercari, makeup lover. So yeah, that's what I've been obsessing over lately. If you don't follow me on Twitch, I recommend that you do. If you have the app on your phone, I am Late Bloomer 34. So check me out. Ooh, that's nice. I forget how nice that lip color is. That's jazzy. That one's Pool Party from Huda Beauty. Another thing that I've been up to is I went to my first therapy session. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but the reason why I was also plugging my Twitch is because I like to do beauty things on there in addition to gaming. And I don't think I'm gonna upload my straight streams. Well, I don't know. I'm still conflicted about uploading streams on YouTube. The streams, like I'll stream on OBS, which is a streaming software, and when I try to put that on Final Cut Pro, which is an editing software, it's like they don't like to talk to each other. So the last time I tried to do that, I lost all my audio to my streaming stuff. So like my Twitch video for that stream is perfect, you know, because it has the audio, everything's fine, just as normal. But when I put it in Final Cut Pro, all the audio just disappeared. So I couldn't upload that to YouTube, and it got me, like, I was so depressed after that. Speaking of depressed, going back to therapy, they're telling me, well, my therapist, it was my first session with her. It was like meet and greet for the first time. Our first session was last Sunday, and I made the mistake of streaming after my therapy session. I feel like you can tell the difference in my energy level because I saw my therapist afterwards or before, and I was like emotionally drained, so I didn't really have the pep in my step that I normally do. And I feel like you can really tell when you're looking at the stream. So I'm probably gonna have to push my stream up an hour before, but you don't care about that. What I wanted to say was, she's telling me that I'm managing my depression very well, so much that it doesn't really worry her. What worries her is like my anxiety and, you know, this other thing that I won't get into. But I have noticed that this whole week I've been like leaning into my depression, and obviously not by choice, but it's just been happening. It's like as soon as I get home after the gym, like it almost does the opposite of what going to the gym does for me. And I think I might have mentioned that in a previous video, is that when I went to the gym, it didn't do anything for my energy levels. It kind of just made me more tired, and that's what's happening right now. Like after the gym, I come home and I'm tired, and I'm tired and I'm irate, and I should eat, but then I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't eat because then I won't lose weight, and then I get into a vicious cycle of irate, tired, hungry, and depressed. And that's just been me, you know? And I almost didn't film this video, but I was like, well, I film pretty chill videos, you know, like my energy, you know where it is. you know, my voice, it can be monotone, but I'm speaking from in here, and I wanted you guys to see that it's not all just roses and daisies, ambitions and, you know, having plans and having goals. Like, I still have them, but I have a fear of losing interest in those things because of my very unstable moods lately. And I have no idea what's going on with those moods. It finally felt good to open up about the things that were, well, open up a little bit because it was just the first session, but open up about the things that have been bothering me lately. But you know what, I think what's happening is that, like, imagine this jar that's full and I'm like slowly unscrewing it, and that's essentially what I feel like I did with my first session with my therapist. And now I feel like it's pouring out slowly. You know what I mean? It's just slowly coming out, and I feel like that's what I'm feeling. I feel like I've opened Pandora's box and stuff is starting to surface. But not in here, just in here. Is that weird? But so that's where I am. And my therapist left it up to me to look at, you know, she left it up to me. She told me, hey, how often, it's up to you how often you want to see me. And I told her I don't want to lose this momentum, you know, like I've started, and when I start things, I always go like full force, which can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on what it is. But I feel like this, it's a good thing because it's been a long time coming. I don't want to lose the momentum, and I don't want to get to a point where I'm dreading going to the therapist. I want to be enthusiastic about my healing. Anyways, so on that optimistic note, you know, on that gung-ho note, I'm gonna go ahead and close out this video. If you enjoyed this video, if you have any comments to share, leave them down below. And call someone you love, tell them you love them, and I'll see you on the next one, okay? Be kind to each other, take care of each other, be nice to each other. We're all just humans trying to survive. Okay? Bye.